Kilohertz, balita, impormasyon at musika. AM at FM pinagsama. Ito ang Katropa Radio. Iba tayo.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa 1134 kHz. DWDD Katropa Radio. Iba tayo. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Sa umaga, ngiti ko'y masaya. Narinig sa radyo, boses ng katropa mo. Iba't ibang uri ng kwento, mapapakinggan dito. Sa Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao, pati sa buong mundo. Makinig na sa katropa, dito di ka mag-iisa. Makisaya, makibalita, makiawit sa musika. Sabay-sabay at sama-sama tungo sa pagkakaisa. The best at bida ka dito sa Katropa Radio. Iba tayo.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz Katropa Radio. Iba tayo.
The opinions expressed on the radio program by the host, guest, and call-in listeners or chatters are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not necessarily represent the opinions of the station DWDD Katropa Radio, the CRS-AFP, and the AFP in general. Viewers and listeners are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusions.
Minsay isang aklat lang ang iyong dala, minsay wala naman pero papasok pa. Kahit anong mangyari ay tuloy-tuloy ka lang, basta't kami mayroong natututunan. Minsan ay kay saya ng iyong pagtuturo, minsa'y nakakatakot pag mainit ang ulo. Ngunit kahit ano pa ang ugali mo, basta't kami tiyak na natututo. O guru ko, o guru ko, ang iyong tungkulin ay di gawang biro. Ngunit ako'y bilib sa'yo, dahil sa'yo buoti ko'y tumatalino.
Good afternoon to all of our listeners here at DWDD Katropa Radio. You are listening to your favorite Sunday afternoon habit, The Voice of the Teachers, the only radio program for teachers, by teachers, and with teachers. Sitting in for Dr. Ray Samson, this is your host, Bobby Ancheta, and with me is ang guidance counselor ng bayan, si Katropang Herman.
Ayan, so magandang hapon sa ating mga katropang nakikinig ulit ngayon upang subaybayan na naman isang magandang episode na naman ng Voice of the Teachers.
Kumusta ka, Katropang Herman? We have not seen each other for quite some time. I think the last time that we met was during our Christmas party.
Yes, Teacher Bob, no? Kasi nga naging busy ang lahat sa mga activities ng Christmas. At ngayon naman, ang daming activities natin I think napaka-busy ng lahat ng tao no para sa bayanihan sa pagtulong sa mga kababayan natin sa Batangas at Cavite.
That's correct. And in fact, I'm very happy that you're with me this Sunday because I remember you told me you wanted to go to Taal to the area to be able to help them, but since change of plans, I'm very happy that you're here with us.
Yes, Teacher Bob, kasi may mga cycle naman siya eh. So cycle 1, cycle 2. So mamaya i-discuss ko yung mga gusto mag-volunteer po sa group namin and also sa mga related group sa guidance na rin sa aming field para po makatulong sila kung saan man silang area, so hindi na nila kailangan lumayo para magkaroon ng coordination.
We have 2 segments this afternoon and we are going to be tackling psychology first aid 101, especially for victims of calamities, and we will also be talking about the journey of an academician who is also a reservist and an ROTC advocate. So before we proceed with our 2 segments this afternoon, we would like to thank the AFP for providing the teachers with a platform in which we would be able to discuss our concerns specifically related to issues on education, learning, and teaching. So, Katropang Herman?
And yes, Teacher Bob, no, gusto rin nating pasalamatan sina Secretary Delphine Lorenzana ng Department of National Defense, AFP Chief of Staff General Noel Clement, AFP, CRS AFP Commander Brigadier General Ernesto Castro Torres Jr., AFP, Group Commander of Media and Civil Affairs Group, and DWDD Katropa Radio Station Manager Major Lozel Lara, at DWDD Katropa Radio Production NCO Sir Jeffrey Malimban. Magandang hapon po sa kanilang lahat.
We would also like to thank our sponsors for our colorful VOTT mugs, the Asian Psychological Services and Assessment Incorporated, or APSA. Thank you very much for our very colorful mugs. And we would like to say hello to their CEO, Ms. Liberty Nolasco, and their Business Development Head, Ms. Adelaida De Perio. For inquiries, you may contact them through
527-7277 or 527-1901 or email them at apsa1281@yahoo.com.
Proceed.
And also, we would like also to say thank you to Slimmers World. And last but not the least, we also would like...
Okay. We would like to, for our giveaways, we would like to say thank you to Slimmers World Trafalgar Branch. We have certificates worth 1,500 para sa skincare and body sculpting as well. We would like to say hello to Ms. Tina Parangan, one of the skin and figure consultants of Slimmers World Trafalgar Branch. We also would like to say thank you for our mini notebooks and bag tags to Breeze Style for your photo booth and event souvenirs and giveaways, sweet treats, dessert, buffet, and even hosting. Just call 0906-2309-571 and look for Miss Ray Concepcion. Okay.
Ayan. So thank you po sa ating mga taga-suporta sa Katropa Radio
Yes.
at sa Voice of the Teachers.
Now, we're very excited because right now, as you also know, there is ongoing pa rin yung calamity na nangyayari sa Taal. By the way, I would also like to specially mention the Brethren of Escudo Masonic Lodge number 371. There are some good gentlemen who are there sa Taal to also be able to help in the distribution of the relief goods. So, si Kuyang Ken, si Kuyang Jean, of course, ang taga doon na si Kuyang Benedict. Thank you very much for the services that you have done in behalf of the lodge. So this afternoon, in connection with the calamity that's ongoing right now, we will be tackling on paano ba natin ihahandle ang mga biktima ng kalamidad.
Yes, Teacher Bob, no. We all know naman na talagang aside from psychological concern, nandyan yung need nila yung food, yung mga damit, yung clothings, ganyan, mga toiletries, water. Pero mayroon pa isang area na dapat nating tutukan, which is yung psychological wellness nila.
Yes,
Or
dahil
mental
nata-trauma
health.
nga sila.
Yes,
So
teacher
how
Bob.
do you handle victims or those who are undergoing these trauma?
Yes, at ngayon nga hapon ay bibigyan natin ng kalinawan at para maging malinaw sa lahat din na gusto maging volunteer na mag-facilitate ng psychological first aid. Mamaya magbibigay kami ng mga iba pang detalye about it. Pero intindihin natin, let's learn today kung ano ba yung tungkol dyan at para mas madali sa kanila pagpunta nila sa mga orientation program, mayroon na silang konting idea, ito pala ang psychological first aid. So dito pa lang sa radyo ay bibigyan na natin sila ng mga impormasyon para maging maayos ang kanilang pag-volunteer po. So ngayong hapon may invited akong guest which is isa sa colleague ko from Philippine Normal University, classmate ko po ito. Nagpag-abot kami sa grad school nito eh. So siya po ay nagtapos ng AB Psychology and Master of Arts in Education in Guidance and Counseling at Philippine Normal University. At the same time, she's currently a guidance counselor at St. Mary's Academy, Pasay City. So hindi ko na patatagalin. Ang guest ko for this afternoon si Ms. Josie B. Lapid, registered guidance counselor and registered psychometrician. Magandang hapon sa iyo, katropang Josie. Bati ka naman.
Magandang hapon po, katropang Hernan at katropang Bob. At
Yes.
kay Ma'am, good
Si
afternoon po.
Ma'am Rambel.
Ma'am Rambel.
Good afternoon po.
Ayan, so ngayon, alam ko medyo segue lang muna ako ng konti. Alam kong maliban sa work natin sa Guidance and Counseling Office, ano pa po yung mga iba pang extensions ng activities ni Miss Josie sa school or maybe outside school?
Extension services, most of my time po as guidance counselor, pero every Friday I have this peer facilitators club. So we are training students to develop them to become more confident about themselves, learn some life skills, kasi minsan yun ang kulang sa bata ngayon eh. Maalam sila, pero yung pagdating sa buhay-buhay, medyo kulang sila doon.
Yung nga yung sinasabi natin, pati pagluto hindi marunong yung mga bata.
Which is napaka-basic.
They
lang
may
sa
be
lahat.
very, very good with the use of their cell phones, their smartphones, their tablets, computers, but basic life skills like cooking, ay hindi marunong. Siguro magprito lang ng itlog.
Pagtahi ng damit.
Pagtahi. So these are life skills na kailangan matutunan ng bawat isa.
Ayan. So, thank you for sharing, no, Miss Josie. No? Ngayon, so hindi ko na masyadong patatagalin. Alam na nga natin na yun na nga nangyari sa Taal, no? And ang daming mga activities, ang daming mga naghahanda para dito sa psychological first aid. And alam ko na ang psychological first aid kasi hindi naman yan talaga kailangan psych major as long as you have the passion to do it. Pwede ka naman mag-volunteer. Meron lang mga basic orientation na dapat nilang malaman, no? So, eto na nga una kong katanungan. Babanat na agad ako,
Yes.
katropang Bob, no? So, what is PFA and why is this important in calamities like volcanic eruption like in Taal?
PFA, Psychological First Aid. Pag inisip mo siya, first aid, paunang lunas. So PFA is humane support assistance given to people who experience calamity, who experience sudden or abrupt changes dun sa kanyang situation. So makataong pagtulong. Yun yung PFA. So bakit siya kailangan? Kasi hindi lahat ng tao pare-parehas ng pagtanggap ng calamity eh. Pagtanggap sa isang senaryo. Maaring ako, kalmado ako, pero maaring si Ma'am tahimik tignan, pero
Deep
sa
inside.
loob, deep
Yes.
inside. So,
Ito ngayon nakakatawa. Of course, it's understandable kung meron kang mga concerns na naiwan mo yung isang relative mo doon
Yes.
while the calamity is ongoing, sumasabog yung bulkan. Pero meron ako nakitang discussion doon sa one of the posts on Facebook na ang isang tao, umiiyak siya, nagdadabog because naiwan niya yung mga animals niya doon sa bahay nila. Pero eto na nga yung sinasabi natin, different people react differently. So yung iba, immediate concern nila, family members nila, okay na sila, yun lang ang inaalala nila. Pero yung iba din, pati yung mga pets nila, pati yung mga animals na naiwan, yun yung problema nila. And that's also why, if I'm not mistaken, nagkakaproblema din yung government doon sa Batangas dahil palaging bumabalik yung mga tao. Pagbalik naman doon, dahil concerned sila sa mga gamit nila, sila na naman yung ulit i-rescue. So parang ganun yung
That's why
nangyayari.
meron silang pinirmahang consent.
Okay.
Na kahit ano daw yung ano man yung mangyari, hindi sasagutin ng government yung kanilang yung kanilang welfare. Ayan. So that's the first question ano. And I think gusto ko rin itanong kasi sabi mo nga katropang Josie, no. So yung iba kasi hindi nakaka-cope agad in terms of psychological wellness or concern or trauma kung sakasakali na trauma man sila. Then ibig pala sabihin pag nagbigay ako ng PFA in one particular center, evacuation center, hindi naman talaga lahat agad mabibigyan. Tama po ba? Or mayroon ba selection process na ginagawa so that itong batang ito, siya ang candidate for psychological first aid? Parang ganun po ba yung...
We have to remember, sa pagtulong, hindi lahat willing matulungan. So we will just give PFA to those people who are willing to be helped. Mahirap i-inject na tulungan kita ha, tapos ikaw mismo ayaw mo kasi maaaring sa akin may sarili akong coping mechanism So, may instances din na lapitan mo lang siya. Minsan tayong mga tao naman, alam mo yung sense of touch.
Yes.
Mahawakan ka lang, you feel calm. Makakalma ka na.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's called proxemics. Okay, the study of yung
Touch.
space.
Yes.
Kasi may effects din siya somehow, no? So yun, no? So, klaro po yan mga katropa, no? Hindi lahat. So pag nag-volunteer tayo, mayroon ako isang literature na nabasa na dapat ready ka din na ma-reject kasi minsan hindi rin sila wala din silang willingness to to undergo a psychological first aid because as we all know, Filipinos naman din talaga is magaling din naman talaga tayo mag-cope, no? Pwedeng through friends niya nakuha yung hope na yan, so pwedeng hindi directly sa PFA facilitator, no?
Yes.
So yun po. Baka mayroon din po kayong katanungan kay Miss Josie, no? Pero habang nag-isip po kayo ng katanungan, susunod na po ako sa ikalawang tanong ko. Okay, so ano po yung necessary training or orientation pag ako halimbawa ay magpa-facilitate o mag-volunteer as PFA facilitator or provider?
Yes, you have to remember, one, hindi mo kailangan maging professional para makapagkanda ka ng PFA. You just have to have the passion and the willingness to help. However, hindi ka basta-basta lang sasabak, punta ako dyan, bigyan ko kayong PFA. Hindi pwede yun. Kailangan daan ka muna sa isang mga organizations, maraming organizations sa Pilipinas na nag-put up sila. We have other associations sa mga related fields natin. Punta ka doon. Minsan nagbibigay sila ng trainings. I believe way back 2013 pa, Yolanda time pa, nagkaroon ng malawakan training sa PFA. Yun, kailangan ma-undergo mo yun. Tapos, hindi ka basta-basta sabak na lang. Siyempre, kailangan under the supervision ka pa rin ng isang organization para at least pagpunta mo doon, hindi kayo watak-watak, hindi kayo kalat-kalat. You can link, you can coordinate with everybody who is willing to help.
But who can give PFA?
Anyone who is willing to help. Anyone who can mas better if you are a good communicator. You have good interpersonal skills. Why? Kasi makikisalamuha ka. Makikiharap ka sa mga tao. Paano kung mahihain ako? Paano ko naman ikaw tutulungan?
But of course, you have to undergo training sa PFA before you can provide PFA.
Yes.
So who needs PFA?
Who needs PFA? These are the people who experience extreme stress from calamities, pwedeng earthquake, lindol, bagyo, accident, or kaya yung mga violence. These are the people who needs PFA. Especially yung mga bata na separate, biglaan, di ba? Na separate sila sa magulang nila. Or kaya naman itong mga na-aksidente, yun, immediate. Usually, ang PFA tumatagalin, kung po pwede nga, right after nung calamity, magkaroon na ng PFA, until mga about 6 months, mabigyan sila ng PFA para, may mga studies kasi na nagpapakita na yung mga bata na nabigyan ng PFA immediately, they show less post-traumatic syndromes, mga ganon, disorder.
PSTD?
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Pero I think siguro after a week, hindi na siguro first aid yung matatawag natin nun. maybe the person already needs a professional help. Kasi yung pagkakaintindi ko lang, like basic first aid, ito yung pangunang lunas. But after nabigyan na ng, let's say, psychological first aid, that's when perhaps mas maganda na yung isang tao na nag-undergo ng stress will be going to a professional who's really licensed and trained.
That's better po. However, there were some studies conducted by Hechanova which states na ang PFA is mas better ibigay over the critical incident stress debriefing. Bakit? Kasi mas nasasagot niya agad-agad. Hindi lahat naman ng tao may leveling po yan eh. Kapag level 1, medyo basic needs ang kailangan. Level 2, support ng family and the community. Level 3, ito yung kailangan ng psychological first aid. Pag hindi pa rin, and we found out, we observe from these people na parang may something pa, or nagkaroon na ng mental effect sa kanya, that's the time that we will refer that particular person sa mga professionals, sa mga psychologists, psychiatrists, yun yung nangangailangan. But sa tingin ko, sa character natin mga Pilipino, yung resiliency natin, kakaiba. Pag nagbasa kayo, di ba, ng mga post, ultimo mga Vulcan po, nagawa na nila ng memes. Yung mga damit, yung mga pananamit, di ba?
Siguro,
Nakompleto na nila ang killer bro.
yan.
Sorry, bawal pala yun. Nakompleto na nila ang isang telenovela sa Pilipinas. So, ang magaling mag-bounce back ang Pilipino. Yun nga lang.
Yun nga yung sinasabi nila, Filipinos are really very resilient.
Yes. That's a major magandang advantage sa ating ano yung tawag yan, usual behavior natin pagdating sa mga calamities. Okay, so let's proceed sa isa pang tanong. Ayan, kasi alam ko baka may iba-ibang types of PFA. Let's clarify with Katropang Josie. May iba-ibang model of PFA ba yan?
Meron naman po.
Paki-enlighten naman po kami.
The one that I'm adopting is yung sa World Health Organization. Meron siyang ni-release na manual for psychological first aid, which they adopted the Interagency Standing Committee. This is a parang pangmalawakan, general na pagbibigay ng psychological first aid training. Meron din naman Pilipinas. Meron tayong, may nag-come up, si Vicente Seo, nag-come up siya ng he calls it pagdadala. So, yung tinutulungan mo yung kapwa mo sa pagdadala ng burden niya. So, burden bearing. So, yun yung mga pwede nating gamitin na mga framework model sa pagkakandak ng PFA. But not necessarily lahat sunod-sunod mong pag sinabi na step 1, ganito ka, step 2, hindi. Minsan interchange na yan. Kailangan fluid. Kumbaga, seamless mo na ibibigay, na a-adapt yung framework.
Okay. So, what about naman yung talaga actual mo po ng mga na-experience sa pagkakonduct or pagpa-participate as volunteer or as trainer ng PFA? Bigyan mo naman kami ng parang inspirational na story or something about.
We have to remember, sa PFA po, hindi mo kinakailangan mag-counseling. Ang kailangan mo, to listen.
Okay, maliwanag po yun.
Hindi mo sila kinakailangang pilitin magkwento. On their own pace, they have to share. For example, I had experience with Yolanda Survivor. So, when the Yolanda happened, may mga from Tacloban, naglipatan sila sa Manila. So, may mga nag-enroll sa eskwelahan po namin. So, ito mga batang to, hindi mo sila pwede, sige, kwento mo anong pangyayari, anong malakas ba yung ulan, ganyan. Hindi, kasi binabalik mo sila dun sa trauma. So, what you will do is listen to them. And kapag nakaka-experience sila, na eto na, bumabalik na naman yung scenario na parang, di ba may instances na pag yung umulan, natatakot sila. Ayaw nila yun, yung tunog ng ulan, ganyan. So, these students will go to the guidance counselors. We will just talk to them. We will just listen to them. Hindi ka pwede mag-apply ng ganito gagawin kasi ganito gagawin. They just need to let go, share yung kanilang naramdaman. Tapos eventually, makikita mo na parang, ay, salamat sa Diyos nakatulong ko. Kasi makikita mo nag-smile, ngumiti, gumaang kahit paano yung pakiramdam ng tao.
And I think this is one skill na dapat matutunan ng mga teachers. Especially because karamihan sa mga bata would be going to school, some of them may still be undergoing stress, and we do not know, baka mag-breakdown lang yung batang inside the classroom. So if teachers are able to also provide PFA,
Yes.
I think that would be very beneficial.
Actually, Teacher Bob, isa sila sa parang initial na ini-encourage to participate no katropang Josie no na maging volunteer ng PFA kasi meron silang skill really to connect sa mga bata. Yun isa sa mga importante. I mean, group of professional na ini-encourage natin.
So, how do you start the PFA?
How do you start the PFA? Number one, you have to assess. Assess mo muna what happened. Hindi ako pupunta doon nang hindi ko alam kung ano bang nangyari. For example, itong sa Taal, dapat you are updated. You know what's happening. You know what are their needs. And then, pag nandun ka na, kunyari, ako yung nagbibigay ng PFA, ako yung provider, I'll approach you, magpapakilala ako sa'yo, the usual, na parang ako si Ate Joy, ganyan-ganyan. Tapos, ikakwento mo anong kailangan mo, kailangan bang tubig, kumot, something like that. And then eventually, until such time na mag-open up na siya, magkwento siya. However, if in case, hindi mag-open yung tao, minsan kasi tayo mga Pilipino, kailangan natin ng subsog. Yung kailangan, sige, medyo mahirap mag-ano sa ito, pwede kang mag-group PFA. Bigyan mo lang sila ng space. Yun, isa pa sa consideration. You have to make sure na medyo may privacy naman. Kasi, syempre, iiyak ka doon. Diba, yung iba, pwedeng sa pagkwento na iyak sila. So, para at least they feel na confidential naman yung pag-share niya. And you have to make sure na yung tao na nag-share sa'yo, hindi mo na alam mo ba yung nangyari sa kababayan mo. Hindi na ganoon. So, confidential na yung mga issues na ganoon. Tapos, aside from, yan, you have to look, tingnan mo anong pangangailangan nila. Safe ba? Kasi number one natin dyan dapat tingnan, yung safety din natin as PFA provider, hindi pwedeng basta-basta na lang ako punta. If in case, nagkaroon ng lockdown, pipilit ko pa sarili ko pumasok doon. Hindi. You look for someone na nandoon na sila, baka mayroong mas makakatulong pa sila. And then, listen to their needs. Listen to what they would like to share. Listen to what's happening in the environment. Ano pa, pagtapos nun? Link. Meron akong nakitang dyan Q. So, sa pag-PFA, you have to look, titignan mo, you have to listen, and then you have to link. Kasi yung tao, hindi mo, tapos na ako, thank you, bye-bye. Hindi pwedeng ganoon. Dapat, thank you, tapos na tayo sa pag-uusap natin, i-endorse mo siya sa susunod na pwede pang tumulong. You just have to get the right information kung kanino mo siya dapat i-link. Yung taong yun. So
baka may iba pa siyang need na hindi lang din tukol sa psychological.
At saka you have to remember, sa PFA, hindi mo goal solusyonan yung problema niya.
Lahat ng...
Ang goal mo is matulungan siya na makabalik sa normal life niya. Yung self-efficacy ba ng isang tao and the community itself.
And by allowing them to air out what they're feeling, they're able to purge yung emotions nila, parang catharsis.
Yes.
So parang
Ma-unload.
Yes, na-unload yung mga sa loobin nila and somehow makahinga sila.
Parang sa internet yan, minsan buffering tayo. Loading, ang tagal ng reaction, yung pala parang na-stress na pala sila. So yun, yung pag may makausap ka lang, sa normal life natin, para na rin tayo nagpi-PFA. The moment that you share your concerns or needs to a person, na-unload mo yun, ang sarap ng pakiramdam, di ba?
So I think etong nangyayari ngayon sa Taal, this is a scenario in which mga social work students and even psychology students would really benefit from if they would go there, volunteer, and then do PFA. That would really provide them with a very good experience.
Nag-OOJT na din sila.
Yes. Which leads me to the next question. Yung tanong ko naman ay, ang isang volunteer ng PFA, ano-ano yung mga dapat dala-dala niya pagpunta niya maliban sa kanyang mga skill na meron siya? Real talk to, pagpunta niya doon sa venue or sa center.
Sarili niya. Yun ang dala mo dapat. Your passion. Kasi hindi ka pwedeng, ang dumi, ganito. Hindi Your passion, your communication skills. Kasi you will communicate. You will connect with these people. Hindi po pwedeng, natatakot ako, bakit ganun siya? And number one pa sa communication is, you should know the language. Ang hirap mag-communicate kung may language barriers kayo Hindi ko maintindihan yung sinasabi. Just for example po, when the Taal erupted, we were there. Hindi namin maintindihan. Although pare-parehas tayong Pilipino, hindi po namin maintindihan kung ano na nangyayari. So we were asking them, Kuya, yung tour guide namin, Kuya, ano pong nangyayari? May nahulog po bang bata? Ay, wala yun, ma'am. Wag niyo po intindihin. Yung pala, yung sinasabi ni Kuyang ganon is para kumalma kami, wag kami matakot. So, ang hirap, di ba? Parang, ay, mag-i-erupt na pala. Yun na pala yung ibig sabihin ng pag-ano nila. Nalaman na lang namin na mag-i-erupt siya kasi marami pa yung nauunang tumakbo sa kabayo namin kesa sa amin. So, that's the time na sinabi ng tour guide na, ma'am, wag na po kayong nervyusin, pero nag-aalburuto po ang Taal. As in ngayon na. Sabi, opo, umuusok na po siya. So, yun yung mahirap pag language barrier. Paano ka tutulong kung hindi kita maintindihan? Alam mo sabihin ko, please repeat. Ano po ba yun?
Meron pa isang challenge dyan, katropang Josie, na meron pa mga centers, evacuation centers na may special needs ang mga nandoon.
Yun, mahirap din. So,
yung di need sign language, ganyan, expert, para makapag-communicate.
Kaya nga, anyone can give PFA as long as, kunyari, yung may mga kailangan ng sign language, those people na may alam sa sign language, pwede sila mag-undergo nun para sila makatulong din.
So, yun po. And also, I'm down now to my last 2 questions. So, isa yung gusto kong itanong yung, although maiksi nga lang yung encounter nyo sa PFA, when can you say that it was an effective PFA implementation?
We will know if it is effective after the session, kahit paano nakita mo nag-lighten up yung load nila. Kasi yun naman ang goal natin, to unload yung kanilang dinadala. And they feel that they are safe and someone is willing to help them. I can say that is a measure na masasabi mo that your activity is effective.
And, teacher ba,
to a certain extent, parang behavioral
observation.
Meron ka makikita na at least nakasmile.
Yes po. Yung mga non-verbal cues, kumbaga, no? And also, yes, of course, hindi rin ganun kadali yung mag-conduct nito eh. Ano-ano yung mga challenges pagka-conduct ng PFA? Siguro yung from us, pwede rin naman yung mga bagong volunteer po. Ano kaya possible na challenges?
Sa challenges, sa sistema natin sa Pilipinas, hindi pa ganun sa tingin ko ka-organize. Medyo, alam mo yun, kunyari kung magkaroon ka ng central dyan na lahat ng teachers, may napanood kasi akong documentaries na nagsasabi nga na ang best na magbigay ng PFA is teachers and guidance counselor. Why? 8 hours of the lives of the students, tayo ang kasama. Kung ano't ano man mangyari, tayo pinakamatagal na kasama nila. So, ang best dyan is makita mo na nakatulong ka sa kanila, and then aside from that, makita mo na itong mga bata na to, na-assistihan mo sila.
Yes.
That's very good, no? Katropang Josie, no? And wait lang po, meron pa pahabol.
Wait, yung sa challenges pa pala.
Challenges po.
Privacy. Wala naman tayong
kasi hindi naman agad na ipoprovide agad.
Ang ginagamit natin ng evacuation center, schools. So, iilang pamilya ang nandun. Yung iba GM, walang privacy.
We talked about proxemics, and then yun na dikit-dikit sila. So, that's really invasion of privacy na yun.
Yes. Ano pa, lack of yun nga, yung general body who will give orientation or reorientation to those people na bibigay ng service ng PFA. For example, we volunteered sa DSWD. Pag pumunta ka doon, bago ka isabak sa pagre-repack, orientation ka muna. Dito, magtatanong ka pa eh. Diba? Asan pa? Ganyan-ganyan, diba? Asan ang orientation? Ganyan-ganyan. So, magtanong ka, minsan hindi ka masasagot.
Kasi busy rin yung most of the people.
Busy rin sila sa pagbibigay.
Which I think nakakaligtaan nga, no, dapat mayroon palang isang tao doon sa organization na busy lang talaga siya. More on communicating, hindi more on sa legwork. Doon talaga sa communication na part na para maiano yan. Kasi ang challenge po sa ganito, Teacher Bob, yung mobilization ng mga help. Pati yung mga goods, diba? Ganun din po dito sa amin. Buti nila may Facebook.
So, I think people who will be conducting PFA would do well if they are properly trained.
Yes.
So, who conducts these trainings? Is there an organization that gives out, let's say, licenses, or is there this informal training or orientation, or an organized body that regularly conducts PFA para sa mga, let's say, teachers na or social workers and psychology students?
For us, sa field po namin, we have the different organization. Can I mention them?
Yes po.
The PAP, the PGCA, the PECA, sila. Pwede silang magbigay niyan. Kasi yun yung field namin eh. We have trainings for that. For the teachers, I do not know, baka pwede siyang i-part ng capacity building activities, yung mga inset
Yes.
ng mga teachers, baka pwede siyang part ng ibigay na training sa mga teachers natin.
Katropang Herman, siguro as an extension program natin, maybe we would do well if we would be able to provide such training
Yes,
para sa mga
better.
teachers
Yes po,
and
teacher po.
volunteers
Pwede
in
po.
the area.
Actually, ngayon po, active na po yung PAP, PGCA po, yung group namin,
Although
yung
busy lang
IPCAP.
talaga eh, kaya minsan hindi nila
Opo,
nasasagot
busy
yung
talaga.
inquiries.
And ang ginagawa nila ngayon, they are partnering with nearby schools na mayroon din namang kakayahan kasi kadalasan sa schools may psychology faculty din sila, department, at saka mayroon din guidance office. So yun ang nagiging Teacher Bob, kadalasan na practices natin sa ngayon. And yes, yung IPCAP nga gusto magpa-announce, yung aking organization, no, from Calabarzon tsaka national po. Yun nga, we are accepting yung partnership with schools in terms of providing PFA. And they can contact the number 0939-915-5549. Isa lamang po ito yung IPCAP, pero they can also contact yung mga Facebook page po ng PGCA, PAP, at iba pang mental health organizations po sa Philippines.
I would like to share this one. I'm very proud that our show right now is internationally viewed. I have a friend in the United States, he's Cypher Escobar. He's also a nurse, but he's based in the United States right now. He's watching our show. I also have another friend, Ben Rasul, all the way from the Middle East. He's watching us right now. And kung dito sa Pilipinas pag-uusapan natin, we are also viewed sa Holo mismo. I have another friend, si Rashiden Isaac Yaya. He's watching us right now. Ro, thank you very much for watching our show. So,
No, I just would like to add siguro, Teacher Bob, kasi speaking about PFAers, being with the DepEd, although I'm not speaking in behalf of DepEd here, pero being with the DepEd, I knew na meron tayong organized na talaga na PFAers. So, regular trainings are being conducted already for all divisions nationwide.
That's
Yes.
good.
So, at least nakastart na talaga na teachers are being trained for PFA.
that's good to know.
That's good.
But
At
as
least-
we all the time say, more hands make the work lighter.
Yes.
So if we are able to have more volunteers, mas nakakabuti dahil yun na nga, ilan ba yung mga victims na andon, and they all need a listening ear.
Correct.
Yes, Teacher Bob. No? And before we proceed to our next topic, gusto ko sigurong batiin muna yung lahat ng mga katropang talagang sumusuporta sa atin. Especially nga po yung ating mga nanonood ng ating watch party. Nandiyan po si Ma'am Manilyn Legaspi Tilde po at saka sila Teacher Jet din,
Yes.
Teacher Fe. Busy din sa kanilang mga activities in terms of pagtulong din sa mga victims ng Taal eruption. And last po, katropang Josie, no, baka may gusto po kayong mensahe para sa mga gusto maging volunteer ng PFA service or facilitation.
So, if you would like to volunteer, yung pong mga nabanggit namin organization, just contact them. Yung IPCAP,
Opo.
so contact them. Binigay na po ni Sir Hernan yung number. So, pwede nyo na silang kontakin.
Yung iba naman through FB pages po ng iba-ibang mental
Organizations.
health provider organization.
Eto, this is an advanced greeting. I would like to congratulate all of my classmates of the IMES class, which started the other day. IMES is a course for Masons. I'm a part of the class right now. Medyo escapo lang ako for that show, but I will be back immediately after our show, and we are going to be graduating this afternoon. So to all of the IMES classmates ko, congratulations in
po.
advance.
And also, Teacher Bag, congratulations pala yung writing career mo ngayon na bagong namuong career. Congratulations.
Thank you. I just started writing again after more than 14 years of not writing. This time around, I have been invited by the RCE Star News. So I'm writing for a column sa kanila. It's HR ASEAN. ASEAN is HR around the Southeast Asian nations. Kaya ASEAN. So I will be discussing issues related to HR not only in the Philippines but also around the region. So yun
Ayan.
yung
And thank
objective
you,
ko.
katropang Josie. But you can stay kasi we can you can also be
And
part
you can
of
also
that.
ask
Yes.
questions sa ating next guest.
Pero baka gusto nyo batiin from your school. Baka
Hello po.
magtampo yung mga friends natin from
Hello
St.
po
Mary's.
sa mga gorgeous guidance ladies ng St. Mary's Academy Pasay. And pwede bang mag-plug?
Yes.
Pa-plug ko lang po by December 19, 2020, our batch 91 and 95 will be having our jubilarian kami sa St. Mary's. So December 19, 2020, punta na mga Marians.
Okay. Now, I'm very happy to have with us this afternoon a classmate of mine sa law school. We graduated in the same year. She has a lot of titles after her name. Aside from being a licensed guidance counselor, she's also a licensed psychometrician. She is employed with the Department of Education of Dipolog City Division. She also is a captain sa reservist. She is a member of the Corps of Professors here at the AFP. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say hi to Ms. Rambel Flores.
Thank you, Teacher Bob, Katropang Hernan, and of course sa ating viewers and listeners ngayon, especially sa DepEd family ko, and of course the AFRESCOM and ARESCOM.
And if I'm not mistaken, si Ms. Rambel is also a broadcaster.
Hindi ko nga lang na-renew yung lisensya ko sa KBP. Sorry po.
Okay, Ms. Rambel, let us talk about your experience. Kasi right now, I know that you are an S1 and S3.
Yes.
And then you are also a, how do you call it, commandant?
Assistant Commandant.
Assistant commandant of one school in Mindanao.
Yes.
And then you also underwent training dito mismo sa AFP. Let's
yes.
talk about that.
Wow. Okay, thank you for this opportunity, first and foremost. Yun nga, I'm so privileged na kahit na parang dead siya na dream ko noon na to be in the uniform service, pero nung way back 2015 with General Aloba in Mindanao, dun sa 101st Brigade, na nabigyan ako ng chance na ma-commission as reservist officer with the rank of captain nga. And then, was sent for a strategic CMO. So, that's civilian military operations na schooling. So, parang dun ko talaga na-realize how vast I could help our community through this pagiging reservist nga.
So, parang more on community counseling service or program ang naipoprovide pala ni ma'am.
Yes, oo.
One of those that she does. But I know for a fact that you also wanted to get into the ROTC as early as when you were still in college. Kaya lang hindi mo napatuloy.
Yes.
Why was that?
Oo, kasi when I enrolled dun sa MSU Iligan, that was the time na parang option pa yung ROTC. So, nung nag-enroll ako, it happens na yung MSU Iligan has only 250 quota. And since babae ako, andun yung parang gender bias ba na, yung mga babae, withdraw muna kasi marami pang mga lalaki hindi nakapag-enroll. So, yun. Nag-withdraw nga kami mga babae. So, hindi ako nakapag-enroll ng ROTC during my college days. Pero nung nag-teach na ako ng college school dun sa Dipolog, I had this opportunity again to enroll in ROTC dun din mismo sa pinagtrabahuan ko. So parang yun, talagang passion ko na talaga siguro sa uniform service.
Tell us, what attracted you to the ROTC program?
Actually, parang wala siya sa plano kasi nga andito na ako sa DepEd side. And then, that was the time when I was commissioned way back 2015 na nabigyan ako ng assistant commandantship nga na position dun sa ROTC unit ng Dipolog School of Fisheries. And additional pa, meron pang Jose Rizal Memorial University ngayon. So, when I got this position as assistant commandant, parang lalo ko pang na-love yung service, yung community service nga kung sasabihin. Kasi dun mo talaga ma-appreciate kung andun ka talaga sa field. Oo. So with all the trainings, yung mga disaster trainings namin, mga disaster rescue trainings, lalong nagpapaigting dun sa interest ko. yun bang tipong nagma-mountain search and rescue ka, nagra-rappel ka.
Napaka-excite yun ang naging feel ni ma'am, no?
Yes.
Makikita mo kung gaano ka well-rounded ng mga guidance counselors dito sa Pilipinas.
I'm quite sure many of your friends and colleagues ask you why you do what you're doing, even with the number of things that you are very busy with at work. So ano yung mga palagi nilang tinatanong sa'yo, and what was your response to them as well?
Yes, you're correct, Teacher Bob. Kasi ang dami talagang nagtatanong, bakit? Kasi sa dami-dami ba namang trabaho sa buhay natin. Pero I really had this time for the reservist work. Kasi feeling ko parang noon pa man, andun talaga siya. Parang napupukaw lang siya noong 2015. So, maski nag-teach na ako sa tertiary level for 10 years or 12 years, more or less. And then, andito na ako sa basic ed ng DepEd. Pero ganun pa man, andun pa din siya. Parang nabubuhay talaga siya. Ewan ko.
Tama, Teacher Bob. Ganyan din ako. Hindi ko rin inisip na magiging part ako ng isang radio show.
Yes.
Kasi ang talagang dream ko noon is parang journalism yung degree.
Somehow there's an
Babalik at
invisible...
babalik yung...
Yes. There is an
First
invisible
love.
hand that just makes things happen.
Correct.
Doors are open to you, and sometimes you do not even assume, you do not even think that these opportunities will come your way. But they
Exactly.
do.
Yes.
But if it's already offered to you, andyan na. If you can do something about this opportunity, why not?
Yes.
Ngayon naman gusto kong tanongin, Teacher Bob, like for example, no, alam ko marami, I think hindi lang naman guidance counselors na pwede maging kagaya ni ma'am na naging part ng, reservist.
Yes.
Philippine Army po, under po na Philippine Army or EFP.
Actually, ako nandito ako sa TAS, yung Technical Administrative Service, kasi nga, yung Corps of Professor andon. So, basically, under ako ng AFRESCOM. That's AFP Reserve Command.
Yan, ang gusto.
Pero, since sa Dipolog, ang nearest namin na Reserve Command is ARESCOM, and that's the 9RCDG. Kaya, nagre-report kami dun sa Punta Blanca mismo, Manukan, na 902nd CDC, Community Defense Center, and then directly dun sa 9RCDG nga sa Pagadian. So, yun.
How often do you report?
Actually, being the assistant commandant, expectedly, every Saturday talaga siya. Kasi dalawang school ang pinag-ano ko, yung Dipolog School of Fisheries tsaka Jose Rizal Memorial University ng Dipolog Campus. Basically, every Saturday yung session. Pero kasi nga, DepEd ako, diba? Reservist is parang part-time ko lang talaga siya. So kapag gaya ngayon, official travel ako, kasi 20 to 24, I have this official travel sa DepEd. So since andito ako sa weekends, so eto nga,
Yes.
special feature siya.
Invite si Ma'am.
Oo, na-catch up namin yung schedule. So yun, parang expected every Saturday, pero pag kailangan ako sa aking main job,
or job.
oo, hindi naman siloso si Reserve. Oo. So ganun.
I am just reminded with my father, because my father was also a reservist. When he retired, he got the rank of colonel, because yun na nga yung sinasabi natin, you get one rank higher, you're given one rank higher when you retire. He was a lieutenant colonel for quite some time, and then eventually when he retired, of course, he became a full-fledged colonel. But when we were growing up, I specifically remember he would all the time go to the camp in Pagadian to report.
Dao, that's in
sa
Dao. Yes.
So he would all the time bring us, and then he will be going there, maybe just say hi, hello, just to show up. And we did not understand it because we were still maybe about 7 years old, 8 years old, but I remember that he would all the time go there kasi magre-report daw siya. So that's one of the things that I would also like to understand better. Si katropang Dr. Reynaldo Orsina Samson is also a reservist. Even though he is a police, he is with the PNP, he's also a reservist, and I believe he's also a member of the Corps of Professors. Okay, so how do you reach that level? Who can qualify to become?
Yes, we are very
Thank you
curious.
for the question. Parang Miss
Baka pwede
Universe.
pa tayo yung katropang Joseph.
Exactly. Pwede talaga. So, for those who are really interested, ang pwede talagang maging reservist, actually, kung ROTC, nag-enroll ka ng ROTC, immediately after graduation,
Ako, I have 20, hanggang MS 22 ako.
so
Graduate ako.
upon graduation, reservist ka na talaga. May serial number ka na.
But in our case, ROTC, not the advanced. Yung
No,
4 lang.
yes.
Yung four semesters.
It's okay. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Both basic and advanced na ROTC, upon graduation, may serial number kayo. And gaya ko, na commissioned officer, like, pag may PRC licenses kayo, be it nurse, medicine, social worker, eto, guidance, psychology, all the rest, engineers, pwede sa AFRESCOM. And that's, And then, civil service eligibility,
Pwede rin
professional. Yeah. So, kapag ka meron tayong ganito, qualified tayo sa AFP Reserve Command.
And what do reservists do?
Okay. First and foremost, passion din. Kasi kapag ka reservist ka, may serial number ka, pero parang pang ID mo lang, pang kwan lang, pang papel, pwede kang hindi magsiserve actually. Pero kagaya ko na parang andun talaga siya, parang ganun din, magsiserve. You will be looking for opportunities to serve. But then, we should remember na ang sa reserve kasi, ang mission talaga ng, like, let's say, naka-base kami sa Republic Act 7077, that's the Reservist Act. Now, basically, ang mission talaga namin is first, in case of war, rebellion, invasion,
You're there.
base for expansion talaga ang reservist sa ating AFP. Now, second would be during disaster and calamities like now in Taal, relief and rescue operations po pwede talaga ang ating mga reservists. So parang open yan sila for call-up. O yun.
On standby.
Yes, oo. And then, one thing pala, meron talaga tayong tatlong categories ng reservists. It's ready reserve, may standby reserve, tsaka mga retirees natin na reserve. Okay? And then, may categories pa yan tatlo. Based on the age, like 18 to 35, 36 to 51,
Pasok
about
ako.
51. Yes. So, that's it. Oo. So, kung gusto mo lang talaga, pwede talaga. Kasi ang age range niya, pasok talaga ang lahat.
And then your commanding officer eventually will be appointing you to specific positions that fit or that matches your skills.
Yes, oo.
Okay.
Mamatter talaga siya.
Now, okay, since you're also talking about the ROTC, why you're an ROTC advocate, how would you convince college students to take up ROTC?
Okay. Ngayon kasi sa college students, ang standing natin na batas is still the NSTP law. So that is ang option ng ROTC, CWTS, tsaka LTS. Now, isang option lang siya kasi wala pa tayong mandatory ROTC nga, standing pa din siya sa Congress. So, basically, kabale, kung tatanungin natin ang mga college students kung what will motivate them to be in the ROTC, isa is, nakita ko talaga yung disiplina. Yung sinasabi ni President, talagang kitang-kita mo doon. Para bang kopya talaga doon sa AFP na active, yung organic natin na AFP. So yung disiplina na nandito sa regular natin na tropa, makikita natin doon sa ROTC. Now, sabi, meron doon corruption. I'm sure ang daming negative na kwan dito sa aking pagiging advocate ng ROTC. Pero when we speak about corruption, when we speak about yung mga hazing-hazing na ganyan, definitely wala na siya. In fact, me as an assistant commandant ng dalawang schools namin doon sa Dipolog, talagang we make sure na like, for example, may training kami, basic, advanced man yun, we really supervise. Even the bringing of those sticks, yung ganon,
Yes.
na para bang
gamitin for,
pantakot, pang ganon-ganon sa mga kadete, hindi talaga pwede yan. So, we really made sure na mag-iba na talaga yung imahe
Yes.
ng ROTC dun sa field. And, of course, yun na nga, college siya ngayon with the NSTP law, pero basically, pag mag-mandatory ROTC na tayo, hopefully, mag-gain natin ang support, andun na siya sa senior high school. And,
okay.
of course, our secretary, Secretary Briones is really giving.
Of the DepEd.
Yes.
Okay.
giving the full support. Merong ano na talaga, may stand na talaga ang DepEd. Oo. Na in fact I'm texting and I was informing my SDS Sir June Batan and of course my ASDS Sir Jay ng DepEd Dipolog. I was informing them na I'll be here sa radio program ninyo, Teacher Bob. And then I'll be speaking not in behalf of DepEd but sa aking personal experience and views on being an ROTC advocate.
Now, to also become a commandant in your school, you had to undergo training as well,
Yes,
right?
meron siyang tinatawag na
Yes.
pre-deployment training for ROTC instructors.
Okay. How long is that?
1 week siya, conducted dun sa DAO, 9RCDG, kung saan yung nearest RSCOM.
Kasi parang may curriculum din siya, Teacher Bob.
Yes.
Yes.
Not only pure training.
Yes,
di ba?
meron talaga siyang program of instruction, tawag namin. Sa
And
mention.
who can qualify?
Yun, pag reservist ka na,
So you have to be a reservist first.
yes.
Okay, let's go back to that one. If you're a graduate of your ROTC in college, naka 4 semesters
Yes,
ka, that means meron kang serial number.
Yes.
And you can qualify already to become
Instructor, ROTC instructor.
Okay.
Pero, yun na nga, ganun din, meron talagang pre-deployment training kasi yun ang sulat ng mga terminal tsaka enabling objectives, yung mga ganon, being an instructor. Pero, unang-una, reservist ka talaga.
Okay, so we were just talking about the qualifications, who can qualify. But what are the ideal qualities of a good ROTC instructor?
Okay. First is leadership. Leadership talaga. And of course, pangalawa, yung discipline. Kasi pag leader ka, tapos wala ka namang command of discipline na siyang parang pinaka-basic and essential ng ROTC program natin, wala din talaga. Kasi kung leader ka nga, pero hindi ma-manifest dun sa behavior mo ang pag-lead ng mga kadete natin, para na ding, para bang you teach them how to become what you are, na hindi talaga siya ideal na leader.
Values pa rin talaga
Yes,
ang
value formation talaga siya.
All right, Captain Rambel Flores. This segment has indeed been very enlightening, and I'm quite sure si Ma'am Josie also agrees.
Oo. Sabi ko nga, parang related talaga yung segment ninyo ngayon. Kasi like
Nag-connect-connect
calamities. Oo. So right now, our reservists are very, very active dun sa Taal na incidents natin. And I'm just would like to speak about the incident command system kasi kanina nakikinig lang ako sa inyo kasi nga si Ma'am Josie yung natin for PFA, and I was really kasi na-train din ako sa ICS basically kasi reservist nga ako. So sa ICS kasi incident
ICS
command
means?
system, incident command system, kapag every time may calamity, may disaster, whatever it is, may emergency, automatic kasi mayroon tayong incident command system. Okay? Tapos nag-ano siya, interagency siya. And this is actually the system na dapat gamitin natin na hindi pa masyado. Pero actually nagagamit na siya sa mga LGUs natin. Tapos merong incident commander, that's where our PFAers would really report. Kasi para hindi sabog ba yung services.
coordination.
Yes. That's actually, kaya sabi ko talagang
Kasi
ini-mention ko yung
yun ang
ICS.
challenge kasi how to mobilize everything.
Correct.
Pag-transfer ng mga goods,
Yes.
pag-transfer ng mga
diba?
services.
Ng iba, kapag ka hindi nakakuha dun sa incident command system, diretso sila dun sa mga beneficiaries natin. Baka may poison yun, may
Yes.
kwan. So, dapat talaga
Kung maalala mo,
centralized.
Teacher Bob, yung isa sa friends natin, yung I Volunteer Philippines, nabuo yun dahil doon sa mobilization coordination
Yes, that's
ng
correct.
Yolanda.
Okay.
Doon siya
That's good.
nagsimula.
Okay, so we don't have time anymore. This has been a very exciting and enriching discussion. But before we go, we would like to again thank our partners, the Slimmers World Trafalgar. We also have Breeze Style para sa inyong mga needs sa party and mga snacks and photo booth. And we also have APSA, the Asian Psychological and Services
Assessment.
Assessment service
Service and services.
APSA Asian Psychological and Assessment Service. Okay.
And also, I would like to announce din po na please mag-participate kayo or kung mayroon kayong chance na mag-donate sa pinakamalapit na barangay na may mga apektado na evacuation, na may mga evacuees po, please do so po para makatulong po tayo. And just to plug din po, yung school din namin ay nanghihingi din sila ng nagko-coordinate sila ng donations, yung Emilio Aguinaldo College. They can contact yung OL ko, which is 0464164341 for their donations. Ang request po ng mga evacuees po is mostly daw food. Kasi yung mga damit, mas marami na. So, kompleto na. Foods na daw this time. Thank you.
Okay, so in behalf of Dr. Ray Samson, this is your host, Bobby Ancheta.
This is Herman Briñas.
And we are the voice of the teachers.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz. Balita, impormasyon at musika. AM at FM pinagsama. Ito ang Katropa Radio. Iba tayo.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa 1134 kHz. DWDD Katropa Radio. Iba tayo. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas.